Today we find Jesus in his native place, in his hometown of Nazareth. And he goes to preach and teach in the synagogue, and we know what happens, that the people there reject him. The people are suspicious of him because they say, we know who this man is. We know who this man is. He's the son of Joseph. He's the carpenter. He's the son of Mary. Why is he talking like this? Where did he get all this? This is different than the person we know. And they took offense at him. And it says here in the Gospel of Matthew that Jesus is not able to work any mighty deeds there. Especially here in this Gospel, Jesus does nothing in the town of Nazareth because of their lack of faith. And I can remember a priest once saying in a homily, he was describing how in a C.S. Lewis book, above the gates of hell it reads, "Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here." And then he said, but I think below that, it has to read something like, "We've always done it this way. We've always done it this way." And I thought that was pretty funny. And I think that you can understand how funny that is. If you've ever tried to propose something new, perhaps to someone who's been doing something for a while, or to a group, and say, well, why don't we try something different this year? Why don't we try something new? And they're like, well, no, we can't change what we've been doing. This is the way it goes. This is the form of this or that. And sometimes people can be so blinded to say, even though this is not working, we're still going to do it this way. And I think it's part of the issue with the people at Nazareth, that they know who Jesus is and they don't want that to change. They say, this is who he is, and he can't be anything other than that. And sometimes we can get that way even with people, where we can say, well, who are you to tell me that? I know who you are. But Jesus is there, and he wants to show them something new. He wants to do great and wonderful works in their midst. And it's difficult for us that we can be that way too with Jesus, with the way that we celebrate our faith, that we can say, well, this is the way we've always done it. And that's understandable, because change isn't an easy thing, is it? Change is never really easy. It was a hard thing for me to those couple months in between knowing I was going to move and actually getting here were difficult, because I knew things were going to change for me in my life. But once everything came to fruition, actually getting here, things are great. Not everything's perfect, but it's great. And that's a difficult thing for us to come to terms with, to see things in a different way. But what Jesus asks of us, and what he had hoped for the people at Nazareth, is to have an open heart, to be open to the ways that he might want to work in different ways, in ways that can help us to move and grow, to not stay stuck in a rut. Because especially in our spiritual lives, we can become that way, where we can say, well, this is the way I always do this. And even when it starts to not be so effective for us, we still want to stay in that, because that's what we know. So that's what Jesus is calling to us to today, because he wants to do great and mighty works in our midst. He wants to heal. He wants to teach. He wants us to know something new of him. And that's the way that we grow. The way that we grow is by listening to Jesus, not doing all the talking, but listening. So let's ask the Lord today for that grace to be open, to have an open heart and open mind to whatever it is he might be calling us to, that we might not take offense at him, but we might receive him with great joy and receive the ways that he's calling us to something new and to something beautiful.